All right, the much anticipated Grok 4.5 model from SpaceX AI is now here. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the model, show you some demonstrations, go over the announcement, and then also take a look at the benchmarks. Now, the first thing that's notable with this model is this is the first model that is trained in combination with cursors. In terms of some of the benchmarks that they chose to highlight, so on DeepSuite, for instance, the model sits right in between GPT 5.5 on X high, as well as Opus 4.8 on Max. Now, in terms of some of the other benchmarks, the one thing about this model that I really want to call out is just how cheap it is when compared to some of those other options that are out there. If I hop over to artificial analysis, and just to give you an idea, in terms of the cost of the model, the cost per task on Grok 4.5, this model sits at about 31 cents. Now, this is a new benchmark from the team over at Artificial Analysis. And effectively what this measures is how much it actually costs these different models to perform the different tasks that they have across their benchmarks on average. And then in terms of the speed of the model, the output tokens are around 91. So it sits above GPT 5.5 as well as Fable 5. But just given the size of the model, this isn't going to be the speeds like we see on some of these other open source options that are out there, or something like Gemini 3 Flash. In terms of training Grok 4.5, now they did go into some high-level details in terms of what they did. They leveraged tens of thousands of NVIDIA GB300s. They also mentioned that in terms of some of the training techniques that they did is they went beyond the raw token volume and they invested in data filtering, curation, as well as a number of other techniques to get a mixture of high coverage and high signal data. And then they also mentioned that they scaled the reinforcement learning with strong focus on per token intelligence. They mentioned that the RL training covers hundreds of thousands of tasks centered around a multi-step software engineering tasks as well as technical work. Now, in terms of some demonstrations, so here is one that they included within the blog post. It's an interactive HTML file by the looks of it that shows what looks to be an accurate representation of the solar system that you can interact with. You can have different speeds, you can have different labels that you can toggle on and off. Next up, within the blog post, they highlight on Swebench Pro that the model used 4.2 times fewer tokens than Opus 4.8. And a similar thing here. And if we take a look at artificial analysis, you can see that this model does have a very attractive quadrant in terms of just how many tokens that it uses given how effective its answers are. If we take a look at some of the other models from Frontier Labs, like even Claude Sonnet 5 that just came out, we can see for the same task that what Grok was able to do in 14,000 tokens, it took Claude Sonnet 5 Max almost 70,000 tokens. Next up, in terms of some other capabilities, the model does have effective capabilities for generating things like HTML files. In terms of actual office tasks, if you want to generate slideshows or things like that, it's going to be a great model for doing stuff like that. Now, in terms of the pricing, they do have for a limited time this available within Grok Build, their CLI, for free. And I do believe it is available in some areas for free in Cursor as well. But in terms of the pricing from the API, it is going to be $2 per million tokens of input, $6 per million tokens of output. And then in terms of getting started, I'll also link all of this within the description of the video. They do have examples where the model key is Grok 4.5, where you can pass that in. And then, like I mentioned, you are going to be able to try Grok for free for a limited time within both Grok Build as well as Cursor. So you can go ahead and get started from their CLI if you are interested. Now, I just want to quickly hop back to artificial analysis. In terms of the cash hit rate, it's going to cost 50 cents per million tokens. And then if I just scroll through some of these benchmarks here, in terms of the intelligence index, so this sits at number 4, shy of Fable 5, Opus 4.8, as well as GPT 5.5 on extra high. Now, this comes on the eve of the latest model, the Soul model that's going to be coming out from OpenAI tomorrow. So you can expect that this model will be bumped down a little bit when that is released. But the one thing that they did mention online is they do already have the 2 trillion parameter version of this model training. When Cursor, they announced this model coming out, this is what I believe is a 1.5 trillion parameter model, and they're going to be scaling this up from here. Given how capable this model already is, it's going to be really interesting to see how quickly and if they're able to catch up to the frontier of some of the other labs like OpenAI and Anthropic. Now, if I just quickly scroll through some of the other benchmarks, you can see that this model basically across the board really sits either at the forefront or within the forefront of some of the best models in the world. But like I mentioned, is the one thing, the big story with this model model is it's not just its capabilities across the different benchmarks, it's also its cost. While it doesn't reach frontier level performance on everything, and it's not at the forefront and is not the most capable model, it is, when you compare it on a Pareto distribution in terms of cost to intelligence, it does sit in the most attractive quadrant amongst those frontier models. For instance, if we take a look at the intelligence versus cost per intelligence index task, we can see that this model sits squarely within the most attractive quadrant when we take a look at all of the other models. And then another interesting benchmark is when you consider how long it actually takes to benchmark and run the artificial analysis intelligence index. You can see that it costs for Grok 4.5 $600. To Fable, this costs $5,600. That's one big thing with the story of the model is if you take a look at the cost to run different things, is when you in aggregate add all of these things together, is this model can be a very effective and cheap option that is still frontier level capable for a number of different tasks. Now, in terms of the context window, so it has 500,000 tokens of context. So it's not quite as big as some of the other models that we've seen across the board there. The million tokens context window does seem to be the most popular right now, but 500,000 tokens, nonetheless, it does give you quite a large context window to work with. And especially for these longer horizon tasks like agentic coding and stuff like that, you will be able to still get pretty far within that context window. Now, in terms of trying out the model, so once you install the CLI, this is going to be what it looks like. So you can try it out directly within here. What I usually like to do with the model is just a really quick quality check for the model, just a gut check in terms of what it actually does. I was trying this model a little bit earlier. It does do very well. It was able to create a very coherent application. Okay, now just for a quick demonstration of this, so I'm going to say create a beautiful SaaS landing page on my desktop. I'll go ahead and I'll send this in. Now, the one thing that I like with this type of task is even though it's relatively simple, it does give you the overall sensibilities of the model, especially for front-end development, design types of tasks. The thing that I like with this type of prompt is it will just give you an overall representation of some of the sensibilities, especially amongst design. I think this is the one area for a lot of large language models still is it doesn't always perform quite well, at least in terms of what it designs initially, for at least its sensibility and taste in and around design. And I was trying this model out a little bit earlier and I gave it a few different prompts in terms of scaffolding out a little bit more of a complicated application, and it was able to coherently do that without any problem. And then in terms of the gut check of the model, it is definitely a very capable model. You can see it's going through and is literally writing thousands of lines of code for this request. I asked it to create a beautiful SaaS landing page. We can see it created about 1,500 lines of CSS, and it also created the HTML for us. It's going through and working through this. Now, the one thing with this model, so I'll just pull this up here. This is what it generated for us. Now, the one thing with all models is it does seem like they do like to include linear gradients within the training data. Like I think a lot of the models, it is a telltale sign, at least when I look at sites. While this can still be used out in the wild, this is likely an AI generated application. If we just take a closer look at some of the other things that it generated for us, so it actually generated this really cool interactive panel of a website. And this actually, I think, looks quite good. If I take a look at the rest of this, it did a reasonable job, especially for a first pass. So we have animation effects all throughout. We have all of the common pieces that you would typically see within a SaaS landing page. We have all of the hover effects within here. And overall, it's a pretty decent starting point, if I'm not going to lie. And if I was a little bit more specific, I would imagine that it would have pretty good sensibilities in terms of actually design. And last but not least, one thing that I do want to call out that is worth mentioning. So while people are interested in trying out this model, if you do try this out from their CLI, if you leverage the goal command, you will be able to get what looks to be potentially a lot of free tokens. I put this in just with an example project to see if it can run React Doctor and not to stop until it is at 100%. And as you can see here within the top right-hand corner, it's been running for 52 minutes. There's a ton of different sub-agents working away at this task. It has burned about 2.5 million tokens without this actually costing me anything. This is a part of their free plan right now. That's one thing that I do want to call out is if you are trying this out and running experiments, this could be potentially an interesting option to experiment with depending on your project. All right, so overall, I just wanted to do a really quick one showing you Grok 4.5. Kudos to the team over at SpaceX AI as well as Cursor. I know this is their first model, so it's definitely going to be exciting to see what else the team creates over the coming weeks and months. But otherwise, that's it for this video. And if you found this video useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, until the next one.